Good morning, everybody. My name is Kathy. I am the founder of the website Healthy Forever Fitness Motivation, and today I'm going to do a circuit class with you. So, what's a circuit class? It is a really good all-in-one class. So, we activate lots of muscles during this class. We improve our strength, stamina, endurance, our cardio health, movement, and also our core strength. So it packs a lot of punches, this class, and it's a lot of fun. It is one of my favourite classes to teach and also one of my favourite classes to do. I think because it's never boring. We swap from one exercise to the other, we do one round and we have a rest. So we do all those exercises in one round to make us a lot stronger, improve our cardio health, movement and core strength. So the first thing we're going to do is just look at the equipment that we need today. So as always, our big elastic band, so a resistance band, also a sturdy chair. So make sure it's got a high back, it's not going to topple over, and no arms is better so you don't bang your elbows or your arms during the class. Always make sure that you have some water or some juice with you to keep yourself hydrated. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is think about the position we're in whilst we're doing our exercises. We want to make sure that the spine is nice and straight and that we move slightly forward of the chair. So this way we're not relying on the chair leaning back and curving our back here. So I want to try and remember this all the way through the class, and I will keep reminding you. So the first thing we do before we do anything is always warm up the body. So let's get started. What we're going to do, obviously, is a warm up to start with, and then we'll do the first round of circuits. But we'll do it nice and slowly so I can talk you through the actual exercise or each exercise that we do. And then the second round, we will do it to a time. So we will do 40 minutes of the exercise and 40 seconds of the exercise, and then 20 seconds where we have just a little bit of time to wind down, recuperate before we start the next exercise. So if you're ready, we'll start our warm-up. Just make sure again that you move slightly forward of the chair. Place your feet down onto the floor so that your feet are touching the floor, toes, heels, centre of the foot, so you're nicely grounded. Take a nice deep inhale. And just lift up that lower back, middle back and upper back so you can feel the spine vertebrae by vertebrae raising, and then maybe just slightly tucking the chin and lift up through the crown of the head. And already we can feel that spine lengthening and the posture feels good. We're opening up the abdominal area, which allows us to breathe a lot deeper. So we'll start from the top of the body. We're going to warm up the neck here just by gently lowering the chin down towards the throat and lifting the chin. So just like a gentle nod, as if you're nodding yes. And then bringing the chin back to the centre, gently from side to side, looking over the shoulder, and this time as though you're shaking your head no, but nice and slowly. 2 more here. So just releasing any congestion in the neck here. Coming back to the centre, we just drop the left ear to the left shoulder, so nice and slowly. We're feeling the stretch through the right side, back to the centre, dropping the ear to the opposite side, and back to the centre, and then just rolling those shoulders. So nice big roll there. And then in the other direction again, waking up those shoulders. And of course we're moving here as well. And we're going to take the arms out, palms facing away from you, and just gentle little circle. Perhaps make the circle a bit bigger here. And again, nice little round circles. And then just bring them to stillness, and then in the opposite direction. So same again, make those circles a bit bigger, bringing them back to smaller, and come to a standstill. Palms facing up, we're just going to tap the shoulders and open. Tap the shoulders and open. Well done. Really trying to wake up those shoulders and neck there, get rid of any congestion. Bringing those tips of those fingers to the shoulders, keep that back nice and straight and just twist. Back to the centre, then the opposite side. Keep those elbows nice and wide open. Keep that back nice and straight. 2 more either side here. And back to the centre. We're going to place our hands on our hips. We're going to take our right arm up into the air and just bending over to the left and back to the centre. Same with that left hand, up, over and back to the centre. 2 more each side. Nice big stretch here. Opposite hand up and over. Last one, so lift and stretch. And again, lift up and stretch over. And then down to the hip. So we're just going to take that left leg. We're going to open the leg, try and keep that foot below the knee and back to the centre. Same with the right and back to the centre. Well done. Open and close. So we're just moving the hips here. Try and keep everything else in a line, that back nice and straight. And again, 2 more each side. So 1 to the left, 1 to the right, last 2, and last 1. And then leg extensions. Keep the back nice and straight. We're going to lift that left foot up, extend the leg and down. And again, lift and down. Lift and down, lift and down. You can feel the muscles activating in the thighs here. So we're not moving the top of the leg, just from the knee and lift. So really work those thigh muscles. And again, 2 more each side. And last 2. And let's wake those ankles up. So lifting up that left leg, just give the foot a nice circular movement and then in the other direction. And then we'll flex the foot and point. Flex and point, 2 more. Flex and point, last 1. Flex and point. And lifting up the other leg, we do the same. Nice circular motion, keep that back nice and straight. So always thinking of that posture and in the other direction. And then flex and point, flex and point. Really try and flex the foot, point the toe, last 1. And relax, well done. So warming up the whole body here. So the first round of circuits we're going to do, so round number 1, we have 8 exercises. We're going to do 4 strength exercises with the band, and then we're going to do 4 cardio exercises. And that'll be including your movement, your core strength, and also a little bit of balance here. So bicep curls to start with, we take our big elastic band or our resistance band. Best thing to do is to fold that in half, just so we know roughly where the centre is. And we're going to place it under our seat. Make sure they're about equal length because we want to have the same resistance either side. Again, we're moving forward on the chair, placing and grounding our feet onto the floor, so we're about 90 degrees here. Again, think about the spine, think about your posture whilst you're exercising. If you take a nice deep inhale, you can really lift up the spine and open up the chest. So the first thing we're going to do is bicep curls, holding onto your band. Bring your elbows in towards your rib cage and holding onto the band so you've got a little bit of resistance there. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale we're going to lift the band up towards the shoulders and release, and again lift and release, up and down, lift and release. So what we've got to remember here is to keep the elbows in towards the sides. We have a tendency to move the elbows as well, which we don't want to. We keep them in at the side, lifting up that band. Nice and slowly as you lift and release. So 3, 2, 1. Well done. And now we're going to take the arms out to the side, holding onto the bands. We're going to try and have our wrists punching towards the side of the walls there, and then bring forward about 45 degrees. So we're 45 degrees up and 45 degrees forward. Again, think about that posture, lifting up the back. Inhale here, and we lift up and release. So just back to where that resistance is rather than all the way down. Lifting up and down. Keep those arms nice and straight and down. Well done. Lift and release. And again, lift up and release. We just want to lift to shoulder height and down. Keep the arms nice and straight and release. Up and down. Well done. Lift up and down. Now try and breathe out as you lift, in as you release. Out as you lift, in as you release. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. So 2 strength exercises there. So we're going to now go on to our cardio. So this means we're going to be making a lot more movement. So adding that movement, cardio exercise, and a little bit of core strength here. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep that back nice and lifted, draw that belly button in towards the spine. And we're going to lift up our knee and clap our hands underneath like this. Okay, if that's too much, just tap your knee. So if you find you can't lift your leg too high and you're bending over to tap your hands underneath, then just tap them on top. Here we go, and clapping underneath. So keep that back nice and straight. Now do this at your own speed. Okay, there's not a race here. What we're trying to do is just raise that heartbeat a little bit. Maybe sweat a little bit here. So cardio is all about your heart count. So we really want to get the heart working here, pumping that blood around the system. This nourishes all our internal organs, oxygenates our blood. So many, many health benefits to cardio exercise. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Oof, and just get your breath back. Second cardio exercise is including some strength work here as well. So we're thinking about our legs and also our everyday activities by doing a sit to stand. So not everyone can do this. What we want to do is move again forward in the chair. We want to place the heels this time roughly underneath the knees and your feet hip width apart. So it's really important that you have your feet in the right position. Now sit to stand, we want to hold our hands out in front of us to help us with our balance, move slightly forward, push through the heels and use the thighs and the buttocks to help you to a standing position. As you come down, your hips hinge back towards the chair and down you go. So that's a sit to stand. If that's quite difficult for you, don't feel that you can do that, you can lean forward, just lift your seat and return. So lean forward, just lift the seat and return. And for some, even that is difficult. So to start to build up the strength to be able to do this exercise, you can hold underneath the chair, keeping your back nice and straight and just raising your legs one at a time. This will build strength in your thigh muscles to help you with your sit to stand. Okay, here we go. Get yourself ready for your first sit to stand, whichever version you wish to do. Moving forward on that seat, planting those feet on the ground, heels underneath the knees, legs hip width apart, raising the hands. And 3, 2, 1, push through and up and down. Up. This is a great exercise. So this will help you in so many ways. Getting in and out of your chair, in and out of the bath, and in and out of low seats like car seats, which can cause us a little bit of problem as we get older. So just be careful that we don't plump back down. We want to come up, hips back as you sit down. So always moving forward. And I expect you can feel you're getting a little bit out of breath here and a little bit hot. Last one. And down. Whew. That's quite hard work. I'm out of breath and trying to hide that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to some strength exercise. You can move back a little bit on the chair here. So you can either take the band around your legs like so. You have more control this way. Or remove the band. Find the centre. Place it over between the knees and the hips. Wrap it underneath the legs. Bring either side up and you'll tighten the band this way. So less control, and you can probably make that a little bit tighter, especially if you want to bring it around the front. So once you decide which way you would like to have your band, move yourself slightly forward on the chair, lifting up that back and drawing in the belly button. Place the feet together this time. And what we're going to do is just open up the thighs, okay? 3, 2, 1, and open and close. So this is nice and slow. I'm going to hold that open there and close. You'll feel the activation of the muscles on the outside of your thighs. You'll also feel that in your hips, so please be careful. If you have any hip problems here, don't overdo that. And if you feel this is uncomfortable for you, you can always remove the band. So just the movement is going to help. You don't have to have the resistance. When you feel strong enough, you can always start to add a light band. Keep that back nice and straight. And remember to hold and release. And 2 more. Hold and release. Last one. Hold and release. Well done. Now keeping the band here, perhaps loosen it slightly so that you can part your feet about hip width apart. Again, holding onto that band. Remember, you can tighten or loosen here. Keep the back nice and straight. We're just going to lift those knees up. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Just lift and release. And again, lift up. You can feel the resistance on the band here. Lift and release. Lift and release, and again, lift and release, up and down, and again, lift and down. Try and hold as you come up and release. So the movement up and down are the same, so nice and slow. Don't rush either one. And release, lift and release. Keep the back nice and straight, and release, lift and release. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and release. So that's some strength exercise for the legs. We can remove the band. Going back now to 2 more cardio, and then that's 1 circuit completed. So just make sure that you're not anywhere near the back of the chair. Just use your bottom there to move forward. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to touch the opposite ankle. So just tap in that opposite ankle. We've got to lift that leg up. You can open the arms if you wish to do so. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So tap and tap. So keep the arms open. You don't have to. And again, if this is difficult for you, you can just tap the knees, okay? Or you can tap the calves. So if you can't get the leg up and reach those ankles, don't worry. As long as you're moving, that's all that matters. And it is movement is medicine, you have to remember that. So movement keeps us going. Movement's good for the body, keeps the joints nice and supple, keeps the lubrication of the joints too. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, you can feel that heart rate going up and you can feel yourself getting a little bit breathless. This is fine. This is what cardio does for us. That takes in more oxygen, oxygenating our blood, which is really good for our health. So the last one is a seated jacks. There's a lot of movement in this, and there is a variation if you find this difficult. So we're just going to hold our hands up in like a goddess style. Legs will open at this point, and then we come back, bringing the hands together and the knees together, open and close. Now, if that's too much, you can just do one leg at a time. You don't have to do both legs. And what we're trying to do is actually bring the elbows in together as well, and then you can really feel those shoulders working. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and in and out. So this is a seated jack, and this is full body movement. So try and keep that back nice and straight, and try and keep smiling in this one. And remember, if it gets too much, just change to one leg, or you can stop for a couple of seconds if you're feeling really out of breath. Again, don't overdo it, because this one is hard work and it is the last exercise. So keep smiling and keep going. We're almost there, just 10 more seconds. Here we go, and 3, 2, 1. So those last two cardio exercises were movement of the whole body. So it makes such a difference when everything is moving. And as I said, it's really, really good for the joints. So not only does it keep the joints moving, especially things like hips and shoulders, it keeps those joints lubricated. It keeps them just like oil in an engine, which doesn't work unless you're driving your car. Same with your body. They're not being lubricated unless you start moving. So what you can do is, first of all, have a drink. Very important to hydrate. So between each circuit, you stop for 2 minutes. Allow that heart rate to slow down. Hydrate the body. Prepare yourself for the up and coming circuit. So this is just as important as the work you're doing. The body needs to rest, recuperate before it starts again. So you're not getting any more benefits by going from circuit to circuit without any rest. In fact, it's doing your body no good. So what we do with the circuit or round number 2 are those exercises again. But they will be timed this time. Where it was a bit slower on the first circuit, first round, this time it's going to be 20 seconds on, beg your pardon, 40 seconds, I will get this right, 40 seconds on, that means full exercise for the whole 40 seconds, and then you have that 20 seconds to recuperate. Then on to the next exercise, and the same again with your recuperation time. So that's what a circuit is. It's going for a certain amount of times or a certain amount of reps, giving yourself a rest, moving straight on to the next exercise. And as you can see, the exercises are all mixed up. So we're doing our strength, stamina, endurance, cardio movement and core strength in one circuit. So the circuits you can do probably maximum with 8 exercises, maximum 4 circuits. No more than that. So if you're ready, we'll start by making sure that we have the band in the correct position. So I always just fold the band in half so that I know where the centre is. Pop it under my seat. Just check from there that it's at the centre. Make sure you're sitting on it properly as well, because bands have a tendency to ping, and these are big elastic bands, so that does hurt. So just make sure that that is quite stable. Make sure your chair is stable. Then we're going to think about that posture, because already we've rested, so we may possibly be slouching or curving the spine. Moving forward, taking your band with you and planting your feet directly down on the floor underneath the knees. That first exercise is our biceps, elbows in towards the rib cage, resistance on that band. So not too much slack, just make sure that there's enough to work those muscles. Then in 5 seconds we go for our bicep curls, and 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lift up and down and again. So keep that resistance on, which means the band doesn't slack at any point here. Okay, so all the time as we go up we feel the resistance, as we come down we feel the resistance. So the whole exercise is working those muscles for the whole 40 seconds. And lift and release. And again, lift up and release, up. So try that breathing. So we breathe out as we lift, in as we release. Release. 3, 2, 1, and rest. But get ready for the next exercise, which is your lateral raise. So we're going to hold onto the band with nice straight arms, 45 degrees up, 45 degrees forward, back is nice and straight. 3, 2, 1, lift and release. Again, keep that resistance on the band. So the shoulders are lifting here, slowly release, breathing out and in. And again, lift up and down, up and down. I can feel that. Lift and release. Keep the back nice and straight and down. And again, lift up and down. Breathe out and in. Keep the resistance on that band. Release. Lift and release. Almost there. 3 and 2 and 1 and release. 20 seconds rest. We're getting ready for that tapping underneath the knees. Remember, you can tap the knee if you can't reach underneath. Breathing in, lift the spine, draw that belly button in towards the spine. Almost ready. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So clap and clap. We're lifting up the knees, keeping that back nice and straight. Now, you can choose the speed that you're going. You don't have to go at my speed. You can always slow it down. You can speed it up. You can really use those arms by widening them. That's going to add a little bit more energy. Remember to draw that belly button in. Draw it in. Try and breathe normally. You can feel your breathing is increasing, that rhythm. Try and think about that breathing. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and give yourself a rest. Next is your sit to stand. Again, moving forward, planting those heels slightly behind the knees, lifting up, and 3, 2, 1, up and down, and again lift up and down. Remember, you can just go forward, you don't have to go all the way up, or you can do your leg extensions. Lift and down, and again lift up and down, up and down. 20 more seconds. So this is quite hard. Push through the heels, and we're pointing the bottom back towards the chair, not slumping down. 10 seconds to go. Down, lift and down. Almost there. Last one. Whew. And down. So the legs are coming up now, so either wrap your band underneath or over the top, whatever feels good between your knees and your hips. We're going for the hip openers, feet together, and here we go. Open and close. Keep the back nice and straight and close. And again, open and close. Open and close. Open, keep that open for a couple of seconds and back. Open and back. I'm getting quite out of breath here, you know. Circuits are so good for everything. Muscles, cardio, stamina, movement, everything. And 3, 2, 1. And keeping the band wrapped around the legs here. You can tighten it, loosen it, whatever feels good for you. Think about the posture before you start. We're going into those knees up. Keep the back nice and straight. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift the knee up and down. And again, lift up and down. Keep the back straight. Draw that belly button in. You can feel the core muscles working here. And again, if you need to stop, Stop for a few seconds and join in when you feel ready, okay? Don't do yourself any harm here by working too hard. Circuits is something that you can build up over time. So you might not be able to do all of these exercises now, but by doing this consistently, your body will get stronger. Lift those knees, lift, really feel that in the legs. 3, 2, 1, and release. And the last 2 cardio exercises. Again, just make sure you're forward of the chair here. We're going to tap the opposite ankle. Remember, you can tap the calf and the knee if you can't quite reach that ankle. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're tapping, and we can open those arms and twist that core, twist your waist, or we can just tap. It's up to you, whatever feels good for you. Some days you don't really feel you have the energy. If you don't, you can tap your calves or your knees. It's up to you. Remember, this is your class for your ability, for your own growth. And keep smiling. Sometimes we don't feel like doing that either when we're exercising. Keep it going, almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Look at this, I'm sweating. We have one more, which is seated jacks, and again, this is a lot of work. Remember, we start in that goddess style. The elbows and the hands come together and the legs mimic, or you can do it one at a time. Up to you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and bring them all together. Try and get those elbows together if you can. This is a seated jack. Open and close. I might not be able to talk too much because I'm feeling hot and a bit out of breath. So keep going. Try and bring those elbows together. Keep that spine nice and straight. Remember, we're almost there. Almost there. Keep it going. 10 more seconds. Open and close. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and finish. Oh, how good is a circuit class for working that entire body? Have a drink. Now, if you decide to do this video again, you can rewind and do yourself another circuit. If you're feeling really fit, rewind and do a 4th. But don't do any more than that, you don't need to. So that's like 4 rounds of exercise. So the first one we did was a bit slower. You may want to cut that out. You might want to do the one we've just done, followed by 2 or 3 more. It's totally up to you, so it's quite flexible, this video. But what you must do is a stretch at the end. Give yourself a moment to get your breath back, to calm the body down. So the first thing we're going to do is we really stretch it out. So we take the hands up towards the ceiling. We clasp the hands and we push them up towards the sky. Really stretch that body. And then curve the back, round those shoulders in and stretch forward. And again, as you breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, round the back and shoulders and push forward. Stretch up. Really reach up towards the sky and round forward. We'll do 2 more here. Lift. And stretch forward. And last one, lift. And stretch forward. Lift and release. Taking that left arm across the chest into the crease of the right elbow and just pull that shoulder towards you. And while we're here, we drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Feel the stretch through the right side of the neck. Coming back up to the centre, taking the left arm up towards the sky, dropping the left fingertips towards the right shoulder blade and gently push or pull to stretch the tricep. We do the same for the other side. Take the right arm and just drop it into the crease of the left elbow. Pull that arm towards you to stretch the shoulder, and gently drop that left ear towards the left shoulder, stretching through the right side of the neck. Gently coming back up to the centre, release the arms. Take the right arm up and dropping the fingers towards the left shoulder blade, and either push that arm up to stretch the tricep or pull it back. Really feel the stretch through the back of that upper arm. And release. We extend the left leg now, so moving slightly forward on the chair so you can lengthen through that left leg. We're keeping the leg nice and straight, but we're not locking the joint. We're going to place the hands for support just above the right knee. As we breathe in, we lift up the chest, and as we breathe out, we hinge forward from the hip and we feel the stretch go down the back of the leg. Now, if you're flexible enough, you can always grab the toes. Keep the back though nice and long, so we're lengthening through the spine, grabbing the foot, and that really stretches all the way up the back of the leg. And release, and then we change over, lengthening that leg. You might need to move to the edge of the chair so that that leg is nice and straight. Try not to lock the knee, flex the foot. Place the hands this time on the left knee for support. Breathe in, lift up and lengthen the spine. And as you breathe out, coming forward from the hip, so you're hinging forward so you keep the length through the spine. And very, very slowly as you come down towards that knee, you'll feel the stretch. Again, depending on your flexibility, you can grab the foot. That will just give you a little bit more of a stretch through the back of the leg. And release, coming back up. We're going to take an inhale and stretch up towards the ceiling. Open the fingers, lift the shoulders, wriggle through the sides of the body. And breathe out, bring the hands down to the sides. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the circuit class. And you can make any comments below if you wish. And my website is Healthy Forever Fitness Motivation. It's all free on there. I have loads and loads of giveaways. So thank you for joining me and have a fantastic day. Thank you.